This is my next video for my ROV project, my underwater drone I'm building. And this is the ROV, and already got the lights on it. I built this out of PVC, mainly T's and plugs and a little bit of pipe to hold it all together. So I have two electric motors here with props on the top. The center one's for making it submerge, and the back one is for making it pitch down or pitch up. And then I'm going to have two more motors just like these two up here, back here, and that'll drive it forward, reverse, and make it turn. So it can turn like this, or it can do big sweeping turns. Now I'm working on the controls to control this. I have DC volt controllers here. So these are going to run the motors, the DC motors on the ROV. I have two here for the two top motors, and they're going to be controlled either by these switches and knobs on this unit, but each one of these units comes with a remote control. So I'm going to mount the remote controls down in the bottom corners, one on each side, and one for the up and down motor, one for the pitch motor. And so one remote control will be on this corner, the other remote control is going to be on the other corner of the box in the bottom. And I have a screen in here, and I got I got this foam that was actually in here originally to hold all the parts. It has dividers in it, so I have to cut the dividers out, but that's going to hold the screen in, because I moved the screen from this side of the box. This is my underwater camera, fishing camera box, and so I'm going to use this. It comes with a screen, a monitor, and the monitor was in this side, and I decided to put it over here on this side for a couple of reasons. One, I'll have enough room to close this down now with these knobs sticking up so they won't touch the monitor. If I had gone the other way, it would have been a problem. And the other reason I'm putting the screen on this side is for shading, because you know how your phone, you can't see it good in the daylight outside, and so you need shade to see the screen. So that's what this is going to help shade the screen. So, and then I got two other DC controllers, motor controllers, and these ones have little joysticks, so I can drive the ROV forward or in reverse, or make it turn using two of these. So here's the joystick, and they work like throttles as well. So when it's in the center, the motor doesn't run at all, and as I push it forward, the motor will start spinning forward, so the ROV will start moving forward. And the farther I push it forward, the faster the motor will spin. And then again, the center position, the motor stops running. And then if I push it backwards, then the motor will run in reverse, and the ROV will back up. So I got to install these. Now, to put one of these and one of these in each corner of the box, I needed to lift them up and make them higher and have something to attach them to. So I got a couple pieces of red oak that I cut down, and so the remote control is going to Velcro on. So these are going to screw in. I'm going to have to drill 2 holes for each one, and they're going to screw in and mount here into the case. So I'll have to screw from the bottom of the case going up through and into the wood, and that'll hold them in place. And then the remote control will Velcro on here like that, so I can remove it easy. And this joystick now, it's got a circuit board with 4 screw holes for screwing it down, and it's also got this plug that's sticking out of the bottom. Well, the plug's kind of a problem, because I can still screw 4 screws in here, but the 2 up on the top are really close to the edge of this wood, and I'm afraid it's going to split the wood. It's not going to be strong enough. So I want to make this go back farther onto the wood. So I'm going to have to notch this out for this plug, because this plug hangs down on the bottom here. So if I notch it out, then I can move this back farther, and the screw holes will be farther away from the edge, so they should be fine. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my Dremel tool and notch 2 notches, one in this piece of wood and one in the other, for these 2 controls. So I got to do that next. Let's get my Dremel tool, and it's got this little grinder bit on it, and it's for, you can grind wood and plastic and metal with this grinder bit. So I'm just going to notch it out with this, hopefully, see how this works out. And let's see. Okay, I got a little notch going in here now, and let's see if it's big enough to do what I need. Now, you saw me grinding that. You want to be careful because when you're using a Dremel on wood, you can actually catch the wood on fire. So you want to be careful. You saw that smoke. So basically, there's absolutely no dust here because what it did is it just burns the dust, and the dust turns to smoke. So there's no dust, and that's kind of cool. So I don't have to vacuum it up or worry about dust flying everywhere. Let's see what happens here. If this is going to fit. Yeah, it sure does. That's just about right. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I needed right there. And does it look straight? Let's see if I got it in there good enough. I think I need to move it over this way just a little bit, but that's no biggie. So I'm just going to make it a little bit wider, just a tad. And then I got to do the same thing to the other side. Okay. Yeah, that gives me a little room, little wiggle room, so when I screw this in, I can get it in nice and straight and get it right where I want it. So that's it. It's just going to go like this. So that goes, this connector here goes right down in this notch. And then 4 screws are going to hold the circuit board down to the wood. And then the remote control will just Velcro on down here. And 1 for each corner of the box. So there'll be two sets of these. And yeah, so that looks like it's going to work. Yep, that's going to work fine. And yeah, that should work fine. So that looks good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sand this down a little bit and varnish it, even though you really won't see it in the box too much, maybe a little bit up here. But I'm just going to varnish it to protect it and also to make it look a little nice, what little bit of the wood you'll see. Unfortunately, I put a little scratch and kind of chipped the edge. So I'm going to have to sand this down, probably just bevel the edges a little bit. I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to keep them nice and square, but because this corner chipped, I'm going to have to just kind of round the edges off a little bit, which will be okay. Again, it's not going to be noticeable really. So now I just got to do the same thing to the other one. Good. Same thing. Perfect. That'll work. So that's all I needed to do. So now, next thing I can do is I'm gonna go ahead and screw these into the box and get them in position, and then I'll unscrew them, take them out of the box, and I'll have to sand them down, and then go ahead and varnish them. Actually, I'm using Varathane, which normally I don't like to use, but I just grabbed some and thought, well, I'll just use some luster, Varathane, and use that. So it'll look okay, and it'll protect it. Just basically, I want to protect the wood and make it look a little nice. Red oak looks really nice when you sand it down and varnish it. It looks really, really nice. So at any rate, that's where I'm at now. So I'm going to go ahead and get the control box out and figure out how I'm going to drill these in, make sure I get it right. That's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm only going to put 2 screws on each side. I think that's going to be plenty to hold it. I could go with 4, but I think I'm just going to do 2. Let me see how far this is going to go in. Even through the thickness of the other thing. Yeah, I think 2 screws will be plenty. So I gotta find a drill bit that's a little smaller than the screw. And I'm looking at this one here, I think will be the one I need. Just definitely want to make sure the drill bit is smaller than the screw and not bigger, because then it's not going to work. So make sure, what I usually do is hold the drill bit in front of the screw, and if I can see a little bit of the threads of the screw behind it, then I'll be okay. And also when I drill in holes for wood screws, I don't go the whole length of the screw. I go part of the way, and I like the last little bit into the screw to actually bite into the wood, into where it's not drilled. So that makes it even stronger and keeps the screw from coming loose. So I like to do that. Okay, I think this drill bit will be okay. It's pretty close, and I don't think I got any smaller ones in this. I probably had a couple smaller ones that broke, because the small ones break real easy. Okay, and I got tape on here from a previous project, so I can use that. Okay, this tape is the same length. There's blue tape on here. It's the same, so the drill bit part sticking out past the tape is the same length as the screw. So I'm not going to go all the way to the blue tape, just part of the way. But I got to go through the bottom of this case here. And I'm removing the monitor out of the case. So this is the monitor my fishing camera comes with. It's a color monitor, and it's a CCTV, so that's closed circuit TV. So it's not like 4K or 1080p. So the quality isn't that great. It's good enough to work for what I'm going to use it for, but it's not real high resolution, but it's like old TV technology. It's a little bit better because it has more lines, and but I'm gonna have a GoPro camera on the ROV so I can get 4K video, underwater video. So this is just to drive the ROV so I can see where I'm going when I'm driving it. Okay, so I'm gonna be holding the case like this when I'm driving. So the screen's gonna be in here. I'm going to have the controls right here. So I'll just be using my thumbs basically to control this. But I got to make sure that these are in the right place. This foam here, I'm going to cut these compartments out. And this is what's going to hold the screen in. Plus it's going to stick out a little bit, so it'll add more shading. So it's going to go in here. And I just got to make sure that this is going to clear. I'm going to close it. Okay, before I screw them all the way in, I'm just going to take a look and see how it looks. So, looks good. Good enough. So they're in position there. Like that. The red oak now is inside. So now I got something to mount the controls to. So now basically at this point all I'm going to do is just take the red oak pieces out, sand them down, varnish them, and then I can go ahead and install them. I'm going to go ahead and put my, I'm going to go ahead right now, I got this drill out, and I'm going to go ahead and put the joysticks in and drill them into the wood, and then put the screws in them and get them set. So when I take this out and varnish it, the holes will already be there. I won't have to measure anything, just put the screws in and screws it down, and it'll be in permanently at that point. So yeah, this is going to work out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and install one of the joysticks here right now and see how that goes. There it goes. And there it is. So now I can go forward and go reverse. And again, this is also a throttle. So if I just go a little bit, the motor spins slowly. I'm going to go forward. The farther I push it forward, the faster the motor goes and the faster the drone goes. So I'll be operating these with my thumbs. And the remote control for the other speed controllers. One's going to go here. It's going to just Velcro on here like that. So I can also control this with my thumbs. So it's all right here. The controls are right here. So yeah, that's going to work out really nice. So now I just got to do this side. Those are the forward and reverse thrusters. And they're in place and they look pretty good. Definitely good enough. And they're right where yeah, perfect. I mean, perfect. I'll be able to run this ROV very easily. Okay, so I'm getting closer. That's how the control unit's laid out now. And you can see I have it just sitting in there. So the 2 speed controllers in the middle will be Velcroed down to the bottom of the case. The 2 remote controllers will be Velcroed down as well. And then I'm just going to have to secure the screen in there a little better. But it's getting closer, so it won't be long for I'll have it working. So if you found this video to be helpful or entertaining, please like and subscribe.